My very first computer was an Amiga 500 and my favorite game on it was Turrican 2. Any one of you remember this one? Leave me a comment below. After the Amiga, I got the very first PC. There was not even a Microsoft Windows available yet. I was using DOS, and then the Norton Commander came in, and also Commander Keen, which was my favorite game then using a PC. So I had luck that my father was a techie too, and he always had the latest technology, and I always got his old PC when he bought a new one. I stayed in the ecosystem Microsoft for a very long time, and if you're following me on this channel, you know I bought an iPad Pro in 2017. It is not my first iPad, but it was the first iPad I decided I will just convert completely paperless.
Emma! Huh? Emma? Emma?
So are you ready yet? In 2017 I was on a conference and I met a person who was actually using the Apple Pencil, the very first version, and the iPad Pro 2017. And this person was using only this device to record everything on the conference. Nothing else. No books, no paper, nothing. She downloaded all the PDFs onto the device and everything was already prepared. The agenda, everything was there. I was so happy actually to see that this is now available that I just went and bought directly the 2017. And well, since then I uploaded my first video to YouTube showing you how I use this device. And 1 year later, I actually published an ebook, Paperless Note-Taking Like a Pro, because I was really digging deep into the note-taking apps you can use with the iPad Pro. Of course I went for the iPad Pro 2018 then and the Apple Pencil 2, however, there was never a need to buy this. I even downgraded by getting the new iPad Mini 5, which I can use with my Apple Pencil, but I actually went for the Ethernet Note. I made videos about this as well. If you follow this channel, you know this. The tablet is just one part of my whole paperless life. I got a lot of Apple at this point. I also started with Android smartphones. I had the Samsung Galaxy S2 already, you know, and I like the freedom you have on these devices. Everything, you know, you can customize and so on. But then I got an iPhone. It is just different. And what Apple gets right all the time, in my opinion, is the UX, the user experience. They really focus on that it is easy to reach, easy to handle. And I will get into this later when I talk about the video editing software as well. So I got the iPhone and the Apple Watch. And having all these devices, including the Apple TV, and obviously the iPad Pro, I thought a MacBook would just make things complete. So I decided to get a MacBook Air in 2018, which was still the old model, so it wasn't a new version back then, with this, you know, the shiny Apple logo, where you were able to shine off that you have Apple, you know what I mean. And many people complain that it's no light bulb behind it anymore. When I was in London, I got this one for my wife. I thought, that's gold, that's shiny, she might like this one, and that's the new MacBook Air. Okay, and it is a huge difference. It feels higher quality, it is thinner, it is lighter, and it got a new touchpad as well, and I love this touchpad. That was the first time when I realized I know what they do right. So again, I never used the MacBook Air very often because I still was using the iPad Pro or directly on my Windows desktop PC if I needed something more complex. However, then I thought about it would be so awesome to be able to make mobile video editing on my laptop. So I gave it a try and downloaded Final Cut Pro to the MacBook Air, which is the video editing software dedicated to the Mac OS And I tell you what, it actually worked. Depending on the complexity of the videos you do, the MacBook Air wasn't fast enough. So I thought, for the next travel I do, I will get a MacBook Pro and I will give it a go. I organized everything on the MacBook Pro, the 13-inch 2019, the new one. Many people said that this is a really good MacBook and you can do video editing with it and everything you need. I took it with me on a travel and it was awesome. It was awesome. I figured out that I was using the MacBook Pro more than I was using my iPad Pro, to be honest. Oh, no. And I realized, sitting in hands-on trainings, for example, where I have to use a proper MacBook or laptop, I was using the MacBook Pro and next to it the iPad Mini 5. It's just the perfect size to make notes, go into meetings and make notes on conferences as well. And then it came to video editing. I made the last video you saw about the Rocketbook, I made completely with the MacBook 13-inch. However, I realized it has its limitations. It has no dedicated video card, so I thought, okay, the experience I got over the time I had this 13-inch MacBook Pro was so awesome. And I was getting so used to all the gestures and workflows inside Mac, and I just felt that my overall productivity was just increased, that I decided to invest in a proper MacBook Pro, the 15-inch 2019 with a Vega 20 to go all in Mac. Gotta be my someone.